Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. With every turn, adrenaline spikes, feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights, speeding hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust, our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust, our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. Moments on crew by our side, each lap we take a wild ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow, fast and bold, that's all we know. Flags wave, colors flash and fade, every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. Drown out all tears. Drown out all
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Woo! Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready for another amazing night of racing action as the QWest Racing League, normally our Sunday night series, here this afternoon are going to be hopping out onto the racetrack here for a little bit of fun on a Friday night. Now, Super Bowl Sunday coming up here, so the drivers and the admin crew, they want to be able to tune in, they want to be able to join the fun there and watch the Super Bowl, and with our series running exactly when the Super Bowl is supposed to kick off and everything else, and didn't want to have drivers, miss the race because of the Super Bowl or anything else. And if any of the drivers that did miss here tonight, we do apologize for that, but nonetheless, we're here to have some fun. We're here to finish off the season, as this is going to be our championship night, so our final night of racing action here in the 2024-2025 season for the amazing QWest Racing League. It's sad to see it go, but hopefully maybe we get these drivers and maybe get the admin crew to maybe throw together a nice little couple extra races or something in there. Maybe we can get something going and give these drivers another few nights of racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming before the in real life racing starts to unfold. As Larry says, let's go Damian Ward, cheering on that 32 right out there on the speedway as practice has come to a close. Now we're jumping out onto the racetrack here for a little bit of qualifying. So drivers looking to try to lay down some lap times. We do see Ralph out there in the 44 ride. Here comes Anthony Ramsey in that 8 machine, as right now it's Tony Dominguez. Dominguez with the quick time here in qualifying as the 18 ride looks hooked up here this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see where everyone else can kind of set themselves into. We do see Joseph Groom. He's getting ready to roll back out there as the Royalty Motorsports ride out there on the racetrack. Is everybody ready to play here in this one? What's good, Charles? Mr. Richard coming in, showing the love as well with the like on the stream. Says last race, good to see you. Good to see you as well out up in the comment section, Charles. Good to see you up there, brother. And yeah, unfortunately, last race here of this series. And you know, maybe we can twist Eric in a couple of the admin's arms. Maybe we can add in a couple races here for fun at the end of the season before my next series gets underway. As I'm not 100% sure on when that's actually going to start now or not. It was supposed to start next Sunday, but I think it's going to get pushed back at least a week, potentially two. I'm not 100% sure, but if we can, you know, get a couple extra races in for these drivers, I'm more than happy to do that. Is Braden Ward says, send it or bend it over there on YouTube. Send it or bend it. As the Ward family tuning in and showing the love here as Damien out there on the racetrack. He's looking good out there on the speedway during that practice session. We'll have to wait and see what he can do here in qualifying. Hasn't jumped out onto the track as of yet. We do see that 21A of Gabriel Foster out there. Here comes the 611 of Logan Herbert. This 916 machine, Nick Brundage. Brundage going to jump out there onto the racetrack. Here comes Laddister as well, as Laddister looking to jump out there onto the racetrack. Here comes Sebastian Labonte as the Premier Racing Setups number 26 ride slides out there onto the speedway. More and more drivers getting loaded in. Here comes that 32 ride. Here comes that Damien Ward machine, the Dirty Dig Performance 32 ride out there onto the racetrack. Looking for a big run here tonight. See what Ellie can mention. Ellie's definitely looking to try to have a big run here this afternoon, as I do believe the championship is all but locked in here for Logan Herbert. Herbert just needs to come out here, have a solid run, a decent drive, and he could claim the championship here this year with the QS Racing League. As that 611 has been hot the last little while. He's been putting together some absolutely amazing races, as Braden Ward also coming in, showing the love over on Facebook as well with the like on the stream. Says, let's go Damien. Cheered on Damien out there on the speedway, as this is going to be a lot of fun. We do see Aaron Brown out there as well, the Full Throttle Motorsports, the Super Dirt Car Series number 56. Alex Breespaw out there, the Conti 17 machine slides out onto the speedway, as right now Nick Brundage jumps up into second or third on the speed chart. Says, new quick time out there on the racetrack. Damien Ward to the top of the charts here, quickest here in qualifying. He seemed pretty pumped about Oswego here this week, as we talked to him up in the broadcast booth after a solid third place run last weekend. He was feeling pretty confident about his performances here at Oswego Speedway. Almost a bit of a home track advantage here for the 32 ride, and here he is putting together a great lap and currently our quickest qualifier on the racetrack. We do see Tristan Laddister sliding back out there as well, as that is going to bring an end to our qualifying session, and it is Damien Ward. Damien with the quick time here in qualifying, fast as cat out there on the racetrack, and that's definitely how we wanted things to get started this afternoon. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to race here this evening as our first heat race about to run out there on the racetrack. Our first heat race here this evening. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be interesting to see these drivers jump out here and battle for the heat race win, so you can try to put themselves into a transfer position, as I do believe, I'd have to double check it here real quick. What's our redraw looking like here this afternoon? So top three will move forward to our redraw here this afternoon. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be pretty fun to watch. You know, just another redraw, see if someone can finally get some luck, or if someone's luck is still going to be bad here this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see as we get them rolling out there onto the racetrack. Starting on the pole here in heat race number 1, it is that 32 of Damian Ward. Ward will start in that pole position. To his outside will be the 6'11", the Public Enemy Setups ride of Logan Herbert. Tristan Lannister will start there in position number 3. The Mr. Radiator ride there in that 3rd spot with Alex Brisebois in the 17 to his outside. Starting in the 5th position in that 47, it's Matthias Bernatjes. To his outside, the 18, that's Tony Dominguez. Starting in position number 7 in the 7-11, that is Francis Benoit. As Benoit will start back there in position number 7 on the racetrack and bringing up the rear of the field in the RMS machine, the Royalty Motorsports ride. It's Joseph Groom. We'll be back there in that 5th position. Charles says best of luck for all drivers, but particularly to the Quebecers. He's cheered on the Quebecers here this afternoon. Debbie McDonald says go Damian Ward. Cheered on Damian out there on the racetrack. Is Damian getting ready to set this field loose? Our first heat race of the day is underway here from Oswego Speedway. As quickly that 32 up and onto the left pedal. He's looking to try to put a little bit of a distance down the back straightaway between himself and Logan Herbert, as Herbert trying to hold off the charge of the 92 of Tristan Lannister. Lannister down low, trying to take that 2nd spot away from the 6'11", as Herbert trying to take a beat down low underneath. Our race leader is out in front, leading that first lap in that 32 rider, Damian Ward. As Ward continue to lead the way right there behind him. You can see that 47 rider, Matthias Bernatjes. Bernatjes rolls there in that 4th position, and quickly see that 7-11 ride. Francis Benoit trying to work his way up inside the top 5 here on the racetrack. He's trying to find a way around that 17 machine. Is out in front. Damian Ward still holding on to the race lead down low. Here comes that 6'11". They make a little bit of contact. Look out. They're almost 3 wide here at the front of the field. Door-to-door action at the front of the pack, and this is what we can expect to see all afternoon. We got a couple heat races here this evening, but 100-lap A main feature event, and things are gonna get frisky. Drivers will be getting frisky out there on the speedways. The 6'11" ride down across the line. It's Logan Herbert who's able to jump up and steal the top spot away from Damian Ward. Ward will slide back into that 2nd spot, but now he's back onto offense, trying to find a way to jump up and get around this 6'11" as the 92 of Tristan Lannister now working down to his inside. Lannister looking to try to take position number 2 away from that 32 machine as Logan Herbert continues to lead this first heat race this afternoon. Bernatjes is still back there in 4th as you do see that 7'11". He's now up into that 5th position, trying to hold off the 18 riders. Unfortunately for Alex Brisebois, he slid back quite a few spots now and rolls at the rear of the field here in heat race number 1 as Logan Herbert out in front. He's looking to try to get it done here in this one. Start to open up a bit of a gap right there as the 32 bounced it just slightly off of that outside fence as here comes that white flag. One more time around for the drivers here in our first heat race of the day. Damian Ward ends up making a little contact there with the inside wall down through corner number 1. That washes him up the racetrack, opens up the door down here through corner number 3. One more shot for the 92, but no one will catch that 6'11" as Logan Herbert will pick up heat race win number 1 this afternoon. Damian Ward will be there in 2nd, and Tristan Lannister back in 3rd as our top 3 will go to our redraw here this afternoon. Everyone else will go to all of them will go to our A main feature event as we'll get ready to roll here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 about to get underway is Jeff McJeffrey. What's good, Jeff? Jeff coming in, dropping that like on the stream, as well as Desiree Jean says, go Damian Ward. Cheering on Damian out there on the racetrack. As Damian coming home there in position at number 2 in heat race number 1. We will see him in our redraw where he'll get an opportunity to potentially pull that number 1 ticket and start in that pole position in our A main feature event. As we'll get ready now for our 2nd heat race of the day, and starting on the pole in the Super DIRTcar Series. Tommy Gun Customs. Full Throttle Motorsports, the number 56 of Aaron Brown will start there in the top spot. To his outside in the Public Enemy setups, the speed from Sean. The 916 machine, that is Nick Brundage, who will start in position number 2. Starting in the 3rd spot in the 8 ride, that is Anthony Ramsey. To his outside in the 20 ride, one of our championship hopefuls here this afternoon in the La Group Ultra number 20 ride, it's Elliot Kamesh. Starting in position number 5 in the 21A, that is Gabriel Foster. To his outside in the 6th ride will be Matthew Alar. Starting at the rear of the field in the 26 machine, it is the Premier Setups number 26 ride of Sebastian Labonte. So Labonte will start back there in that 7th spot as James Richard, our admin, up and in the booth, not out there on the racetrack in the 999 ride. So he'll be making the calls, making sure these drivers keep themselves out of trouble here in heat race number 2. As we'll get ready to rock and roll down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4, we will see that green flag fly here once again. So quickly, the green flag back out here at Oswego Speedway as the 56 ride leads us down into quarter number 1. A quick crossover move there from the 916. Brundage trying to work the inside lane down the back straightaway, seeing if he can open up the door down low underneath of Aaron Brown for the top spot. Their door-to-door down and out at quarter number 4. It's not going to work out though for that 916 as Brown will lead lap number 1, and now here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh trying to roll that inside groove, trying to find something underneath that 916. Couldn't quite find anything down through 1 and 2, but they're going to stay lined up here nose to tail for the top spot on the racetrack. The 8 rider Anthony Ramsey, he's trying to hang there with them, but now he's starting to feel a little bit of pressure down low, down to his driver's side door. You see that 21A Foster got the spot working inside to the front of the field. Sebastian Labonte there in that 6th position as we do see Anthony Ramsey run into problems. Ramsey now down pit side, so the 8 ride up and over the fence, and he is now down pit road. As here we go, a big move for the race lead, a bit of a slide job right there. Block in the crossover lane, but here comes that 56 of Aaron Brown. Door to door, down in at quarter number 3. Up on the high side, it's Brundage. Down low, it's the 56 of Aaron Brown. They'll drag race back down the start-finish line. Brown will stay in the top spot as look out the 916 getting bounced around, and unfortunately slides back now into that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Elliot Gamesh was right there ready to bounce. Gamesh finds himself now in that 2nd spot. He's going to try to go to work and try to find a way around this 56 as Aaron Brown trying everything he can to keep these drivers back there at bay as our pole sitter in heat race number 1. Unfortunately, in one slid back into that 2nd spot. Maybe the same fate lurking in the distance here for heat race number 2, but Brown trying to turn the tables and look at her, just trying to keep that 56 right out in front and trying to pick up that checkered flag here in our 2nd heat race of the day. As Brown, Gamesh, all right there, 1, 2, and 3 can throw a blanket over top of them, and here you go, the 21A of Foster. Foster slowly but surely catching up to these guys. He wants to make this a 4-car fight at the front of the field. Now a bit of a gap back to our 5th place driver as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down the back straightaway here in heat race number 2. Aaron Brown down through 3 and out of 4. No one will catch him and no one will beat him here in heat race number 2 as Aaron Brown will pick up our 2nd checkered flag of the day. Gamesh, Brundage will go to our redraw here as Foster, Labonte, Alar, and Ramsey will all go to our feature event here this evening, as that will bring a close there to heat race number 2. As heat race number 2 coming to a close, that means we're going to get ready for our consolation race here. Our Consi about to get underway here in this one. Now, one of our admin crew will have to drag me up and into our redraw room. I don't have permissions for the redraw, so we'll have to get one of the boys to drag me in there, and then we'll get ready for this redraw this afternoon where our top 3 drivers from each heat race will go into a random draw. Basically, you could be looking to start in that pole position, but you could end up in position number 6 as we'll get ready here for the redraw. James, my boy, let me jump in here real quick and open this up for everybody to see, and then we'll get right into the redraw action. baby. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so it looks like we're doing a complete redraw for all 15 drivers here this afternoon, man. Take us through it.
Yep, everybody's in the redraw today because we're only 15 drivers because we changed today, but shit happens. Alright, so first one to the redraw is Logan Herbert. So we have the first to the 15th position. Logan will start third. Third for Logan Herbert.
Worse. That could have been a whole lot worse there.
Oh yeah, lucky him. And he's in the first position in the championship. And now Aaron Brown will start 13.
That's a
So
heartbreaker
Aaron
right there for
Brown.
Aaron.
Yeah, poor him. Bad luck for him. He was great. He won his heat. And now Damon Ward. Damon Ward will start 12th. And after that, we have Elliot Gamache. Elliot will start 5th. 5th for Elliot, right behind Logan Herbert. And after that, we got Tristan Ladouceur. Tristan will start 7th. 7th for Tristan. And then we have Nick Brundage, who finished 3rd in his heat. Nick will start 14th. 14th for Nick. Bad luck for him. And after that, we got François Benoit. Frankie Boy will start 11th. Oh, so a lot of bad position came out. But there's still the 15th position. But you know what? It's 100 laps, so
Yeah.
a lot can happen. And after that, we got Gabriel Foster. Gabriel will start 6th. 6th for Gabriel. After that, we have Matsis Bernatchez. Matsis will start on the pole.
Woo!
Yes.
There it goes.
Pole position for Matsis Bernatchez. And then we have Sebastian Labonte. Sebastian will start 4th. 4th for Sebastian. After that, we have Tony Dominguez. Tony will start 15.
Ooh.
Oh, worst position possible for Tony. And then we have Mathieu Allard. Mathieu will start 9th. So 9th for Mathieu. Then we have Joseph Groom. Joseph will start 8th. 8th for Joseph. And now we have Anthony Ramsey and Alex Brisbois. So the position that I redraw is going to be for Anthony Ramsey. So Ramsey will start 2nd. So that put Alex Brisbois 10th. So here it is for the redraw.
Track
Jeepers.
open.
That's a really good turn of events there for some drivers, some really bad luck for others starting deep in the field. So that's going to make things very, very interesting here this afternoon, man. That's fun. I like that you guys did that and put on the whole field for the redraw here.
Yep. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely, man. Close that. Alrighty, so some drivers get some good luck. Other drivers, not a lot of luck at all, unfortunately, there in that redraw. That's a tough break for them, and for some drivers, they move them forward. Other drivers move them backwards, but there's going to be a lot of time. 100 laps here, as Larry Ward says, wow, 12th redraw doesn't like Damien. Yeah, it does not like Damien. The redraw doesn't like a lot of drivers, unfortunately. There is a lot of cats, unfortunately, that would have started closer to the front of the field all of a sudden. Now they're going to start deeper in the pack this afternoon. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, how they're going to try to attack this race and see if they can move forward, whether or not they lay back a little bit early on and then try to use, you know, a little bit better tire throughout the middle of the race towards the end. And it's going to be a lot of give, it's going to be a lot of take, it's going to be a lot of practice and making sure that you can survive and keep yourself in the action here as Brundage tags the inside, then the outside fence right there. It's not what you want to do out there on the racetrack. As we're going to get a quick break in here. We're going to get a quick word in from our new sponsors over there. We're going to get a quick word in from the amazing people over at the Prestige Enterprise. actually coming on board here as one of our amazing sponsors here on Peacemaker Gaming. So a huge shout out there to Prestige Enterprises, and we're going to jump into a quick crank it up here during the warm-up session. We'll get ready here for the 100-lap A-Main feature event. So don't go anywhere, as you don't want to miss out on the racing action here tonight.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Moments on crew by our side. Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes, feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights. Speeding hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Moments on crew by our side. Each lap we take a wild ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow. Fast and bold, that's all we know. Flags wave, colors flash and fade. Every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears.
Woo! Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, looks like we actually have 95 lap series. I think they were a little scared of gas here this afternoon. I'm not sure if they were thinking that maybe they wouldn't make it 100 laps here on gasoline for throughout the, throughout this A-Main feature event, as it was supposed to be for 100 laps, but it's down to 95, so 5 laps sooner than anticipated here this evening at Oswego Speedway, as drivers will all figure out where they need to be. Everyone's going to get pointed in the right direction, go into the positions that they're supposed to start here this evening, so everyone getting into every spot they need to, as everyone there going to that redraw, so things are really getting broken up, things really getting messed up here for this for our initial start this afternoon, as we'll get ready to go to battle. We'll get ready to duke it out here in this one as Taylor Watson. What's good, Taylor? Taylor says, Damian Ward, try not to hit the wall. Maybe you won't finish second. Says to Nick Brundage as well, keep it out of the French stretch wall as well. Yeah, unfortunately, those walls, they do not, they don't put a lot of comfort into the car. Unfortunately, you can get tore up rather quickly, smacking it off one of the fences here at the beautiful Oswego Speedway. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as our final main feature event of the season for the QS Racing League is upon us. The finale here on the season, championship night for these drivers, as 95 laps of racing action here at Oswego Speedway, and we will crown the champion here of QS Racing League this afternoon. And starting on the pole, it's Matthias Bernatchez. Bernatchez will start out in front with Anthony Ramsey there to his outside. Logan Herbert, Sebastian Labonte, Elliot Gamesh, our top five getting ready to rumble, as we'll end all the anticipation with our feature presentation here with the Quebec Racing League from Oswego Speedway. We are green flag racing, 95 laps of action here this evening. These big block modifieds, they're going to have to try to keep their tires underneath them. They're going to have to try to keep things rocking and rolling for a lot of laps here this evening. Do you push the car hard early on but pay the price potentially later on, or do you take it easy? Maybe try to ride a little bit and just keep yourself under control, try to keep the tires underneath of you and try to save a little bit, keep a little bit left in the tank late in this race. As here you go, ladies and gentlemen, out in front is Matthias Bernatchez. Bernatchez continue to lead the way as Cyborg MP22 says, let's go, Aaron, let's go, baby, let's get it. Some great racing action here this evening as Bernatchez continues to lead the way. Logan Herbert right there into position number 2, as here comes Elliot Gamesh back there in third, as we do see our first caution flag of the day fly, as the 6th ride of Matthew Allar, as Matthew Allar unfortunately running into some problems here. Watch that 6th ride down the back straightaway, gets very poorly in car number 2, then gets a little piece of the outside fence, trying to get checked up here, trying to avoid running into the back end of Nick Brundage. Bounces off the 18 ride of Tony Dominguez and up and into the outside fence. He goes for a quick little loop-de-loop, and you see that car getting pretty good damage there off of the contact, and that thing is crab walking around the racetrack right now. That thing is not pointed in the right direction. You're not supposed to drive around the speedway looking that way, as this thing, you see the steering wheel just pointed hard to the left right here, just trying to get this thing to turn, and it's going to be tough for him to try to get through this pavement and down pit lane as he tries to find his way into his pit stall, where the crew's going to go to work and get that thing fixed up and back out there onto the speedway. As we'll get him jacked up, we'll get him stacked up, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. As a early caution flag making things a little bit different, making things a little bit more intense here, putting this field right back together. And the drivers that unfortunately had the bad redraw and had to start from the back of a pack, now moving a little farther forward. They're off that initial start, and now getting a little bit closer again here with this caution flag. So it's going to tighten things up, make things a little bit more exciting as we get ready for the first restart of the afternoon. As the 47 ride out in front, getting ready, as Cyborg says, that's my brother. Which one's your brother? Which one's your brother? I'm trying to figure out which one's your brother. Is your brother the 6th ride? Is Allar the one that just went around? Is that your brother, or which one's your brother? As Bernatchez out in front, sees that green flag flying here once again. Bernatchez out in front, leading the way. A perfect restart, keeping Logan Herbert in that 20 ride, and Elliot Gamesh back there at bay. Is Anthony Ramsey doing a great job keeping that 8 ride up here inside the top 5, as Ramsey just trying to keep on rolling, trying to keep pace here with our top 3 drivers. See if we can try to make a late drop Now up into position number 5 as the 56 of Brown, the 56 of Mr. Aaron Brown. Yeah, unfortunately for Aaron, got a tough redraw here in the 56 of that throttle down motorsports, or full throttle motorsports, number 56 right. Unfortunately, Redraw potentially starting on the front row to all of a sudden starting in the field here, and one of the worst redraws there for the 56 this afternoon, but he's slowly but surely trying to bounce his way back up through the field. A lot of fast cats here in front of him, just trying to be patient, trying to keep these tires underneath of him as no, it's a long race. There's a lot of laps here at Oswego Speedway, and we're not even close to being, 10% probably through this race, so there's a lot of laps. There is a ton of time to try to navigate your way up and through the field here and you see this battle at the front starting to brew. The 6'11" rider Logan Herbert, he wants to try to jump up and take this race lead early on from the 47 ride as Bernatchez trying to keep him back there at bay. And door to door down into quarter number 3, or quarter number 1, a little bit of a slide jump right there. Able to that 6'11" ride, and Logan Herbert will jump up and steal that top spot away from Bernatchez. So Bernatchez will slide back into position number 2 as Logan Herbert once again leading the field here in the Q West Racing League. And Logan Herbert, one of those drivers that's battling for the championship here on the season, and being out in front, leading some laps, definitely the place he wants to be to try to lock himself in as that championship driver, as the caution flag will fly for the second time here this evening. It looks like Alex Brisebois and Nick Brundage potentially running into some problems here. The other drivers may get collected in it. Let's take a look back and see what happens as down into quarter number 1. Yeah, contact there in front of them, and it's the 92 ride who ends up getting turned around, and they pile in there afterwards. The left front of the 17 of Brisebois absolutely tore off that car as Brundage gonna run into problems here, and the 92 of Tristan Lattiser right there as well. Really nowhere to go for the 92. The 916 is down into quarter number 1. You see the 26 get a little bit sideways on quarter entry. I think Lattiser has to get checked up right here. As he gets checked up, the 21A gets a piece of him, helps turn him around right there. And unfortunately, Foster, who gets underneath that 92, is going to jack him up right there. There's that contact. Spins him sideways, nowhere to go for Damian Ward, as Ward's right there. He's trying to get checked up. The 916 is going to slam right into the back end of him. Ward in the 17 make contact. There's Aaron Brown. He pile drives into that 92 ride as well. Then he gets slammed from the 18 ride as unfortunately Dominguez hard in there as well. And 5, 6, 7 drivers with quite a bit of damage down through quarter 1 and 2 as we see our second caution flag of the day. Quickly back to green flag racing. Quickly the green flag back out here in this one is Logan Herbert back onto the loud pedal here. Matthias Bernatchez now trying to hold on to second as here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh down low, looking to try to take position number 2 away from that 47 ride. As my boy, the SSJ Logic coming in, showing the love. What's good, Dylan? Dylan coming in, smashing the love here on YouTube. Says, send it, he says. Yes, Sirski, just gonna send it. Each and every one of these drivers, they're out there on the racetrack, and they are sending it here this evening. Is out in front, Logan Herbert looking to try to pick up another checkered flag. He's looking to lock himself in as our champion here on the season with the QS Racing League. It's Matthias Bernatchez trying to battle back to his outside. Bernatchez looking to try to jump back out in front as he had the luck of the redraw and slowly in that pole position and trying to get back out in front of the field here to the inside of the 611 machine. Elliot Gamesh right there ready to pounce as he rolls back in third. Then we see Sebastian Labonte now up into the 4th spot. Here's Ramsey runs back into position number 5. Damian Ward, who started back in that 12th position. Ward now finds himself up into position number 6 in that 30. He's trying to work his way towards the top 5. He's got Francois Benoit right there to his outside as Francois Benoit rolls there in position number 6 on the speedways. He's actually able to get all around that 32 ride. The muscle there on the outside groove, and he's able to pick up that 6 position. Lattiser, who we saw just get into that caution right there. He rolls in that 8th position for the Mr. Radiator. Now Right there behind him, we do see that 21A, Gabriel Foster there in the tank. Aaron Brown is also getting collected in that lens. Caution flag, same as Huntington, but he gets to roll there. In 11, Matthew Allard back in 12 with Alex Briesbaugh, Joseph Groom, Nick Brundage. Bringing up the rear of the field here is Brundage, unfortunately quite a ways away from the tail end of the pack here. That number 916 machine, he's about 11 seconds behind that 14th place driver, and he's about 15 seconds behind our race leaders, and he's got to be careful he falls any further back, or this stays a long green flag run, and he could potentially go lap down. As SSJ Logic Dylan says, oh, this looks so fun. I hate only being able to race on Saturdays. Brother, yeah, unfortunately, but, you know, I would have invited you to this race, but the league already locked in for the season, and they actually moved from their Sunday night, where they usually run, here to Friday, so that way all these drivers and all the fans and everyone can enjoy and sit back and relax and watch the Super Bowl Sunday and not have our series kind of right dab in the start of it and miss a lot of that Super Bowl. So we thank them for that, because I want to watch my Eagles go out there and destroy Kansas City. So hopefully the Eagles can put on a show and put a whoop in there on the Kansas City boys here on Sundays. Right now, putting a whooping on the rest of the field is this 47 ride as Matthias Bernatchez leads the way, as we do see the caution flag come back out. Gamesh right there in second, trying to hang with that 47 ride. And now that's a great break for the 916 ride of Nick Brundage, as Brundage able to stay on the lead lap, doesn't go a lap down, and now he'll be able to rejoin the rear of the field here as we take a look and see what brings up the yellow flag. The 6 of Matthew Allard and the number 11 ride of Joseph Groom. Looks like they're going to get tied together here down the back straightaway into quarter number 3. Looks like the 11 gets in there a little too far. Tags that number 6 ride, gets him jacked up and turned around down through corner 3 and 4, and that's where they get stopped here on the racetrack, and that's where we see that caution flag fly as both drivers tied together right there, and there is the yellow flag on the speedway. So another quick caution flag and another opportunity for drivers to try to take advantage of that yellow, as we do see the 32 ride, the DIRTcar Dink Performance 32 of Damian Ward. He's going to head down pit road. He's looking to get some repairs done to this 32 ride. A little bit of rear end damage here for Damian, and looks like he's going to head down pit road, going to get that fixed and roll back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, now he'll be giving up a lot of track position, and we'll be back at the rear of the field as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here at Oswego Speedway as we get ready to duke it out once again here in this one. As Desiree Jean says, dig Damian Ward, dig, she says out there in the comment section, as the green flag back out here for the Q West Championship night. As quickly, Matthias Bernatchez, another perfect restart, able to open up a bit of a gap between himself and that 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh, as we did see that 611 ride of Logan Herbert losing the race lead. Slid back now into that 5th position. Looks like Logan Herbert trying to play a little bit more of a smarter game now out there on the racetrack, trying to keep that car just pinned down to the inside lane, trying to keep the tires underneath of them, and hoping to have something left late in this race and able to move through the traffic here later on out there on the speedway. So playing in a little extra cautious out there on the racetrack, never a bad thing when you look at how many laps these drivers have to do. 95 laps of racing here this evening, and we're only 25 laps through this race. This next time by the start finish line, 25 laps will be complete. He's still got, what, 60 laps, 70 laps left in this event, so there is still a lot of racing left to be had here this evening. And for your favorite driver, even if they're a little deeper in the field, if they're towards the back of the pack, there's still going to be a lot of craziness to unfold, and there's still going to be a lot of opportunities to race your way up towards the front. I think for a lot of these drivers that are sitting deeper in the pack right now, I think they're just kind of using this as an opportunity to potentially just kind of roll slightly later in this race towards the front of the field, as you can be fast at the start of this race, but it doesn't matter how quick you are in the first 50, 60 laps of this race. It's going to matter in those final 15, 20, 30 laps on where you can make the moves, and if you got better tires, if you got a little bit better right rear percentage, potentially you can race your way around a lot of these drivers out in front of you and race your way up towards the race lead here late in the race. And in the victory lane, we'll have to wait and see how the strategy plays out here for a lot of these drivers. Sometimes you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Sometimes that track position that pays dividends, and maybe being out in front may be the place to be all afternoon, and that's what the 47 where I was trying to do, but there's the slide job right there on the 20 line as Elliot Gamesh will jump up and take that race lead away from the 47, and Elliot now out in front leading the way here at Oswego Speedway as Bernatchez slides back to second. Sebastian Levante up and into third as Anthony Ramsey and Francois Benoit right there in that fifth position as some of the Quebecers racing their way up to the front of the field here. Some of the Quebecers really showing strong early on in this race. I don't know if it's going to play out perfect for them or if it may hurt them later on, but right now, a lot of these Quebecois are racing up towards the front of the field, and I want to say non parlez-vous français, but I do speak a little bit of French, not a whole lot, so to any of the Quebec racers or Quebec viewers out there, I do apologize if you guys comment or anything else in French. I'll probably have to use a Google Translator and get the gist of what you're saying, and it's tough, man. French, going from English to French, it's a tough thing to do, you know. It's a long time ago that I was in high school. It's a long time ago that I really had to focus on my French in speaking or reading. So quite a bit rusty as we see Ramsey tag the outside fence right there. He's right pretty hard up into the outside wall, and he's going to lose a handful of positions right there. Goes from running in that fifth position to all of a sudden seeing Aaron Brown, Gabriel Foster, and Tristan Lannister all get around that 8 machine, and now at risk of losing another spot as here comes Logan Herbert. Herbert, who's now slid all the way back into the 9th position. Trying to maybe see if he can get around that 8 line of Anthony Ramsey here in a quick way. Going to make Condit back there in position number 10. Alex Briefbach back in 11th with Damian Ward sitting there in position number 12. Tony Dominguez, Joseph Groom, Matthew Allard bringing up the rear of the field here in this race as the Summit. Number 6 machine rolls there in that 15th position. Is Elliot Gamesh out in front? Here comes Francois Benoit, and Benoit looking to try to race his way up to the front of the field here. The 7-11 ride coming from deep in the back here in the void. Some of the craziness and a couple of those caution flags in the 7-11. Now finds himself up in position number 2, and he rolls there in that boost position and looking for another spot here as the 7-11 ride find a way around the 20 machine out there on the speedway. The 47 of the Bernatchez back into third as here we go. A little bit of a battle back here for position number 4 as Foster able to slide up and take that 4th spot away from Labonte. Labonte slides back down into position number 5. Aaron rolls there in 6th with Ramsey back into 7th as he's able to get back around the 92 run as Lattiser back into 9th. Now Logan Herbert now around him as well as Herbert rolls there in the 8th position. Here comes Nick Brundage trying to join that battle as well out there on the speedway. But out in front, the heat is on, the pressure right to the back bumper here of the 20 line. Elliot Gamesh, who's leading this race, has that 7-11 right on his back bumper as here you go. The caution flag will come back out as the Mr. Radiator Auto Services number 92T, the Dirty Dig Performance ride of Tristan Lannister, gonna go around and bring the caution flag back out here in this one. Let's take a look and see what happens as he had Brundage right there behind him. Maybe a little contact between the 916 and the 92, or just gets up into the outside fence right there. Bounces off the outside fence, damage to that car, sends it down to the infield. It's into the wall again there on the inside of the racetrack. Goes around, stop there on the speedway. Our flagman getting a great look at it, and he quickly throws that caution flag out. Seeing that 92 ride turned around on the front straightaway. So another caution flag, another opportunity for drivers head down pit road, get some repairs here. It's Lannister down pit side. Here comes Joseph Groom as well. He's been down and off of pit road now, and he'll line up at the back of the pack. Here is Elliot Gamache out in front, trying to hold off Francois Binot as Binot rolls there in position number 2. Matthias Bernatjes rolls there in position number 3. Foster and Labonte rounding out our top 5 here on the racetrack as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button on the broadcast. Hit that like button. Hit the share button if you're feeling courteous. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today. And make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go green flag racing here on Peacemaker Gaming. As the green flag back out into the air and a bit of a slide job right there as Bernatjes up and across the nose of the 7-Eleven, and that's going to create chaos back here out at corner number 2, and we quickly go back to the yellow flag. As Francois Binot nowhere to go as the 47 parks himself on his nose here down through quarter 1 and 2, and that gets him checked up here. As he gets checked up, the 21, unfortunately going to slide in there. He gets sandwiched 3 wide, almost 4 wide there, down through quarter 1 and 2. And unfortunately for Foster and the 7-Eleven, as they make contact once, they're going to make contact twice here as they get tied together again down low. All of a sudden, nowhere to go for... Oh, man, unfortunate break right there as Breesball going to get tied up in it. The 92 right, he's going to get some damage there as well as Lannister tanks into that. And the 32 of Damian Ward, luckily enough, able to get checked up before driving into that, as well as the 11 right going around to avoid that contact. Let's see if we can jump on board here with Damian Ward and see what he can see here from the cockpit of the 32. As there's the contact right in front of him, and luckily enough, he gets up the track, gets onto the binders, and doesn't get ran over from behind, and able to avoid all those spun around drivers, and keeps that car nice and clean. But he is going to head back down pit side and make sure that that thing is A-OK. As the 7-Eleven also down pit side, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here after a quick break and a quick word here from our sponsors over at actually, I think we're about to go back to green flag racing. Looks like we're going single file here. Never mind, we were going to jump in and get another look at the Prestige Enterprises and here this afternoon. We'll walk away for that one as the caution flag going to disappear. The green flag back out into the air here as single file restarts here after lap number 40. And as Taylor Wasson says, Ward is saving. Ward is saving. He just saved himself right there. That is for certain. And I think there's a few drivers in the field that are really starting to think, you know, it's better to save. You saw that 6-11 right, who was able to jump in front and lead some laps early in the race. He fell back to about the 9th position, but all of a sudden now he's back up into position number 2. So maybe that little bit better tires, maybe he realizes that it's time to go. It's time to race your way back again to the front of the field and worry about consequences later on in this race. He's trying to keep that track position as he battles back up into position number 2, trying to hunt down Elliot Gamache. Labonte trying to hold on to third as here comes Anthony Ramsey and that 16 and Nick Brundage up inside the top 5 for the first time here this evening as Lannister there in position number 6, the 92T, trying to race his way back to the qualification. Here comes Aaron Brown as well as Brown rolls there in position number 7. Dominguez back there in 8th with Gabriel Foster and Damian Ward rounding out Arcot. Then Ward starting to make some moves here as well. He was just thinking of trying to go 3 wide and trying to split the difference in between the 21A and 18 wide, but he's going to be a little bit more patient. Wait this time down through quarter 1 and 2. Keep it pinned down the bottom and look to see if he can clear both those drivers. He's around the 21 now. He's around the 18. And he'll slide himself up and into the 8th position. As Elliot Gamache continues to lead the way here in this one. Logan Herbert right there behind him as these drivers, man, they're putting on a heck of a race, a heck of a show for us here this afternoon as we are going to see this done by the halfway marker here this evening. Halfway in, halfway to go here in this main feature event. What we'll do is we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver out there on the racetrack as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. All right, as the caution flag will come out here in this one. So the yellow flag out here once again. We'll take a look back and see what happened here to bring the caution flag back out, as it looks like Tony Dominguez in that Royalty Motorsports number 18 ride going to run into some issues. Take a look here. 18 ride down the back straight away, trying to keep himself away from the 17, and the 47 ends up tagging the outside fence pretty heavily. Hard contact there, and for the 18 ride, that's going to tear him up quite a bit as he heads back down pit road. Let's see if we get another angle at this one as he slams that outside fence right there. Slams into the wall, up and on top of it right there, tearing up that rear end in the whole right-hand side of the 18 ride. Unfortunately, he is back down pit road as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. We'll continue on with our Peacemaker Gaming, crank it up as we'll get ready to see what these drivers can do on the restart. Ellie Kamesh out in front, Logan Herbert, Tristan Laddiser, Damian Ward, Nick Brundage, our top five going back to green flag racing here at Oswego Speedway. It's the green flag back out into the air. Once again, getting back out in front, it is that 611 machine as Logan Herbert leads the way, but he's feeling some pressure here. Damian Ward down to the inside. Ward looking to try to take that dump run away from the 611 ride down to the inside here in quarter number 1 and 2, and trying to take that race lead away. It's the Dirty Dig Performance number 32 machine as Ward early on in this race. He was sitting back. He was trying to save some tires in. Trying to use it to his advantage, trying to take this race win away from the 611 ride. As we talked last week down here on the front straightaway with that 32 ride, and Damian seemed pretty confident and pretty stoked about heading here to Oswego Speedway for our season finale. Ben's hot rod here this evening, and knowing that he would be a tough competitor here at Oswego, and hoping to try to find his way into victory lane as he's right there in position number 2. He's knocking on the doorstep here of the top spot, trying to take this race lead away from Logan Herbert as they're door-to-door down into corner number 3 as the caution flag does fly here once again. So another caution flag out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look back and see what happens as the 8 ride, 3 wide back here, deeper in the field, falling backwards. That's Matthias Bernatchez right there in the middle, and then all of a sudden Bernatchez just washes up the racetrack. Unfortunately, tail tags the 8 ride and puts Ramsey right up into the outside fence here. That's a tough break for the 8 machine. Watch right here, the 47 slides up the racetrack over his front nose, and unfortunately just jacks up the 8 ride, loses control, and slams hard into that outside fence. That car is tore to shreds, and unfortunately looks like the 11 ride of Joseph Grew may come in here and tag him as well there on the back end, just to make it a little bit more worse for wear for Anthony Ramsey. Now some pretty good front end damage there as well for the 11 ride. It's a quick caution flag. Drivers in cleanup crew getting back down and off of pit lane and making sure that everything on the racetrack is clean and ready to go back to green as we'll get ready to go back to battle here in this one. It's out in front, the 611 rider Logan Herbert looking to try to hold on to the race lead as Damian Ward sits there in position number 2. Laddiser back there in third with Breesbaugh and Foster now our top 5 as Labonte, Bernatchez, Kamesh, Brown, and Benot round out our top 10 here on the Speedway as we are quickly back to green flag racing. The 611 of Logan Herbert, a great start right there, looking to try to hold Damian Ward back there at bay as the laps are quickly counting down here in this one. About 30 more laps left to go. It's a regular Saturday night shootout here as these drivers battling. Who's got the car for late in this race? Who's got the fuel? Did somebody unfortunately not put as much as they needed into their car? Or did everyone make sure they have themselves set up perfectly here this afternoon to make it to the checkered flag? And potentially, who has got the stuff left in the tank? Who saved a little bit early on to start to move their way towards the front? As you see Damian Ward still trying to figure out a way to get around the 611. Ryan goes for another big job there through 1 and 2. But the crossover for the 611, and Herbert will stay in that top spot. As the 32 Ryan keeps getting these good runs, he's burning up his equipment right now. Now, if somebody back there is even a little farther behind them, it's saving that much more and waiting for these guys to maybe burn up their stuff. Maybe they'll have something left in the tank here in the closing 10, 15 laps of this race, and maybe they'll run at a time. Maybe they'll have enough time. Maybe a late race caution flag will open up the door for them to make that move. As you see that 32 again, going for that bit of a slide. The 611. They battle door to door, but this time down across the line. The 32 right at Damian Ward will stay our race leader. So Damian Ward out in front now. And our new race leader here this afternoon is Ward at the front of the field, but still putting up a fight is that 611. They continue to exchange slide jumps and crossovers galore here at the front of the field. As again, Damian Ward will lead that lap as a little contact deeper in the field, and Joseph Kroon running into some problems. Got that car rocking and rolling once again as Nick Brundage has disappeared off the racing surface. We do see Tony Dominguez also down pit road here. So unfortunately for a couple drivers, their nights may have came to a close early on. Same with Matthew Alaris. He is also down and out of this race. So we started with 15. We're down to about 12 drivers left active on the racing surface. In one of the best battles out there on the racetrack is here for that spot right now. Logan Herbert, Damian Ward, they continue to shuffle back and forth. And here on the racetrack is Q West Racing League coming in with that share on the broadcast. Shots Detail also coming in, dropping that thumbs up here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and let's see some, some cheering on here. If your favorite driver is in there on the racetrack, cheer them on. Let them know that you're watching and that you want to see them up here at the front of the field and picking up the dub from Oswego Speedway here in our championship finale. As Damian Ward, Logan Herbert battling here at the front of the pack, still duking it out here for the top spot right now. Damian Ward, who's able to cross the start finish line in the top spot, but right there behind him, that 92 line. Maybe just waiting, biding his time, maybe not wanting to push that car too hard right now, enjoying that fight at the front of the field, maybe hoping that these two will burn their stuff up a little bit more, battling for the race lead, and maybe be able to have enough left to the strike here late in the race. Foster back here in position number 4 has Elliot Gamesh right there behind him. Gamesh rolls there in that 5th position. Matthias Bernach is our pole sitter, rolls back here in position number 6 as we see Sebastian Labonte and Francois Benoit battling back there for position number 7 and 8 on the speedway. Aaron Brown there in 9th with Anthony Ramsey rounding out our top 10. Now it's free spot back in 11th with Joseph Groom there in 12th. Then we see Brundage, Tony Dominguez, and Matthew Lar bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. Out in front, it's still Ward. Ward with the late race lead, trying to keep that 32 right at the front of the pack, trying to keep all these drivers back there at bay. Some great racing action here on the afternoon. Nothing better than a Friday night at the racetrack here and watching these big truck modifieds duke it out at Oswego Speedway. We can't thank all the amazing sponsors enough here on the season, and see all of our amazing sponsors down in the bottom right hand corner. Some of them are in French and they're tough for me to pronunciate, and I don't want to mess it up here, but we give a huge shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. They've been on board with us here all season long with the QS Racing League, and none of this would be possible without their help, their generosity, and their amazing commitment to racing action, whether it be in real life or here on the simulator. We cannot thank them enough for being a part of the QS Racing League here in 20 2024 and 2025. We hope to see all these drivers and all these amazing sponsors back with us here for next season, and even bigger, better season next year, to see these drivers battle and duke it out again for another fun season of racing action here with these big block modifieds. As we see the caution flag come back out here late in this race, looks like Joseph Groom going to run into some more problems here. The 11 ride definitely has had his fair share of issues there on the racetrack, and for the 11 ride, sends it in there deep, bounces it off the outside fence. That thing's just going to climb up onto the wall there into the catch fence and lines the rim. There's our race leaders going by him, and as he stopped there on the racetrack and right there on the wall, that will see the caution flag flying as he takes his car down pit side. Did see Tony Dominguez start to roll back out there as well, so good to see Dominguez rolling back out onto the racetrack as we saw a few other drivers head down pit road here. Francois Binot down pit side, Groom still down pit side as well. We did see Dominguez rejoin the field here and rejoin this fight out on the racetrack as the 32 of Damian Ward going to get ready for the restart here. He gets a good jump, but right there with him, hanging with him, is that 611 line. Logan Herbert, you couldn't have asked for a better restart right there out of that 611, and that's going to give an open door down low for Logan Herbert to try to continue the battle here at the front of the field for position number 1. He selected down low, the 32 up on the high side, door to door, down and out of corner number 4, and across the line, the 611 of Logan Herbert will reclaim that race lead. Right there behind him is Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser still trying to find something here to jump up and battle with these drivers, and now we do see Elliot Gamesh back up into 4th. We saw Gamesh leading quite a bit of laps here through the middle portion of this race, and now he's trying to get his way back to the front of the field. Foster there in 5th with Labonte, Bernatchez, Aaron Brown, Alex Brisebois, and Anthony Ramsey rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack as Logan Herbert leads the way. Herbert out in front, down low, trying to just keep that car pointed in the right direction on the inside lane as the 32 trying to find that speed, trying to find that grip that he's looking for on the outside lane. They're trying to find the speed that he may need to complete this pass and keep himself in front and potentially put himself into the checker flag here into victory lane. As here you go, a bit of a slide job there of the 611, the crossover out of the 32. They're going to go door to door again down into corner number 1. The 32 with the big slide job right there again over Logan Herbert. Herbert with a great crossover gets all that momentum down the racetrack and down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Now he'll pay it back. He'll slide back up in front of that 32, and it looks like he will keep that 32 right there behind him as they are nose to tail down into corner number 1 here with only 11 more laps of racing action this afternoon. So 11 more laps to duke it out here between our top 2 as they're starting to put a little bit of a gap and a little bit of distance here between themselves and our 3rd place driver Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser back there in that 3rd spot. He's got a great seat here to watch that fight out in front as Elliot Gamesh rolls there in 4th. Foster back there in 5th with Labonte, Brown, Brisebois, Bernatchez sliding back now into 9th here as Anthony Ramsey right there rounding out our top 10. Francois Binot back out on the racetrack. He rolls there in 11th with Joseph Groom there in position number 12. Tony Dominguez currently sits in that 13th position as Nick Brundage, Matthew Allard, the 2 drivers off of the racetrack as of right now. As the laps continue to count down, you see Logan Herbert continue to lead the way. The 32 ride staying true to the outside groove here, trying to find that speed, trying to find that runs that he's been looking for to maybe make a late race move and get back in front of the 611, but I think it's going to come right down to the wire. These 2 have been duking it out. It's been back and forth at the front of the field for the last 20, 30 laps of this race, and they've been putting on a heck of a show for all the fans in the stands here this afternoon. Each and every one of those fans up and in the stands, they're on their feet, they're cheering these drivers on, and they are absolutely ecstatic about this season finale and what could be in a miraculous final run to the championship here for the 611 ride of Logan Herbert, as Herbert has had some absolutely amazing races, a bunch of checkered flags here in the second half of the season, and it's really given him a good points lead and a good gap here over the rest of the field for this championship, and that's exactly what Herbert's looking to accomplish here this evening, and he knows if he can pick up this checkered flag that he will be locked in as our champion here this year. It's down across the line, only 5 more laps left to go. go here in this one as Debbie McDonald says, I broke my chair. Laugh out loud. Debbie, how did you break your chair? What in the world? How did you break your chair here in this one? As Taylor Watson says, Damien, get off your phone and race. Becca, turn it off. You're not gonna want to see this. Oh no, Taylor. Don't say that. Don't say that. As Desiree says, go, Damien, cheered on that 32 run. As he can see that the laps are starting to count down and the gap is starting to grow here between himself and Logan Herbert. As Herbert down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4. We'll see 3 more laps left to go here at Oswego Speedway as our season finale, our championship race here this afternoon, bringing the QS Racing League to a close on the season as Logan Herbert down through quarter number 3 and 4 has a little bit of lap traffic here. That's Joseph Groom right there in front of him. Groom trying to stay down and out of the way here, trying not to play the devil's advocate here in this race as Damian Ward gonna slide in there. Unfortunately, the 11 right in front of him. Now we see the 11 up into the outside fence. No caution flag. He's able to keep it pointing in the right direction as Logan Herbert will take a 1-second lead down through quarter 3 and out of quarter number 4. Down across the line, we'll see the season finale. White flag fly, the final white flag of this season here for the QS Racing League, and our potential champion leads us down the back straightaway for the final time down into quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. Herbert will hang on to it and he will pick up the checkered flag and be crowned our champion here in the QS Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Logan Herbert as Herbert able to pick up the win and the championship here this evening at Oswego Speedway. As the 611 will quickly head down pit side, Damian Ward will come home in position number 2, and it's Tristan Laddister who will come home in that 3rd position here this evening. But it's all Logan Herbert as Herbie gets it done here in this one. We'll get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Not only is our race winner here at Oswego Speedway in our 95-lap season finale, but our champion here in the QS Racing League. Damian Ward there in 2nd. Tristan Laddister coming home in 3rd. Elliot Gamesh and Gabriel Foster there rounding out our top 5, as I do believe Gamesh coming home in position number 2 here in that championship hunt this afternoon. As Logan Herbert, though, able to get it done here in this one. We'll get ready to pull our top 3 up here into the broadcast booth. As Desiree says, dig to Damien out there on the speedway. Hoping that he digs here in this one. As Taylor says, PES, the Public Enemy Setups. Dig, no doors, no roof. Damian Ward. Oh gosh. Yes, Sersky. As Debbie says, great race. I was jumping out of my seat cheering Damian Ward on. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it was such a close race there for Damian. I thought for a little bit he was gonna pull away and keep himself in front of Logan Herbert, but Herbert, one of the best in the business, and able to hang on to it and keep himself just in front of that 32 machine here in this one. As the race says, nice race. Yeah, great race. Amazing performance here by each and every one of our competitors. Only a handful of caution flags here throughout a 95-lap feature event, and these guys put on a heck of a show for us, especially at the front of the field, man. That was a ton of fun, battling back and forth and everything else out there on the speedway. And if you guys enjoyed that racing action here for our season finale, make sure you hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth. Hey, Logan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yep.
Logan, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one, man. 95 laps of, tough racing out here at Oswego Speedway, but late in this race, you're able to duke it out with the 32 at Damian Ward, and in the closing laps, able to pull away and stretch out that lead and put it on cruise control as you bring it down across the line in position number 1. We saw the excitement as you were spinning it around, having some fun there after the checkered flag and picking up the dump, and not only the dump here this evening, but also being crowned our champion here with the QS Racing League.
Yeah, it's awesome. Early in the night, I knew I just had to stay safe, but I wasn't here just for the championship. I'm here to win all the races, and I'm glad that's what we did tonight. We won the heat, which I got some contact with Damien, just didn't mean to get into him. I apologize for that, but got lucky winning that heat race, and we actually redrew good out of the 15 spots that were up for grabs, and we started third and was saving there at the start, or actually at the beginning we were actually like pushing a little, just trying to keep pace with the leader, and then I decided I was just going to start saving and realized it wasn't worth me going out there to a 2 second, 3 second lead and then getting a caution and then getting past. So I saved early on, and then about lap 70 came around, and I knew Damien was going to come, and I knew Tristan and Nick were coming for me. So I decided to push, and me and Damien threw some sliders, had a good race, and just came out with the win.
Absolutely. Once you got to that marker that you knew it was game on, it was on like Donkey Kong there as you guys duked it out for a lot of laps, man. Take us through that as, Damien was saving quite early on as well. Wasn't pushing as quickly as what you were there at the start of the races. We saw you able to jump out in front, lead some laps early in this race, and then all of a sudden you threw the parachute out the back window and fell back to that 9th, 10th position, cruise control there for a little while. Then you started to make your way back up, but were you getting a little bit nervous? Maybe Damien had a little extra tire left over, or maybe Tristan was saving a little bit extra there to jump up and battle with you guys, and watching you guys duke it out and throw those slide jobs. Maybe he'd have a little extra left there late in this race with that late caution flag coming out.
Yeah, I knew Damien kind of saved there at the start because I know Damien's a good driver and would have drove up to 5th or up front, and he decided just to save and stay in the back. So when he got up there and we started battling, I was kind of trying to save a little while keeping him, like holding him up, so, and kind of equal out from what he did earlier in the race. And I just realized that I could just take off, and that's what I did there at the end. I realized if I could just keep cutting down through 1 and 2 and getting that run down the backstretch and slide him through 3 and 4, he wouldn't be able to get around me. So that's what I did, and it paid off.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it pays off big here. You're able to not only pick up the win, but also that championship here in our season finale from Oswego Speedway. But kind of take us back through the thought process. 95 laps around this racetrack. It gets fairly slick out there, and obviously that's a lot of laps in these big block modifieds, and you can tear those right rears up in a quick hurry. What was the game plan coming into this race? Was it push a little early, then fall back, or, how do you kind of attack a race knowing that it's going to be a long one, and we could see it potentially go clean and green? Only 15 drivers out there. Everything could have got spread out quickly and seen a long green flag run to start this race and potentially no caution flag, or, maybe a couple yellows early on and then nothing after the halfway marker. How do you kind of attack or have a game plan for a style of a race like this?
Yeah, definitely coming in, seeing it's 100 laps, you originally think about saving, but I was looking at the setup and it had 8.8 air, which means that you're not going to lose tire as quick, but it takes a minute to fire off. But with it being 100 laps, you have to run that air and you still have to save. And with everyone being on the same setup, I just knew I had to save and get a little bit more tire for the end, and that's it.
Absolutely. Well, it all works out perfectly here for you tonight as you're not only crowned as the race winner here in our season finale, but the champion of the Q West Racing League. Logan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive, not only here tonight, but all season long as you're crowned our 2024-2025 Q West Racing League champion?
Yeah, Eric, James, and Ralph for putting this on. This is definitely one of the best leagues I've ever in, even though we had some ups and downs. I enjoyed it all season, all 10 weeks. It was all fun. We never really had too many lows, but we had some good races. I felt like every week there at the end, me and Damien were going at it for the lead every single race for 5 weeks straight. And so them for putting this on, you for broadcasting, you do an amazing job every week for all 10 weeks again. My buddy Joe, Public Enemy Setups, Sean, Kale Rudy, Nick Brundage, Damien for Racing Clean, everyone on the track.
Well, Logan, congratulations on not only the checkered flag, but the championship here this afternoon. Hopefully, we'll see you back out there on the racetrack throughout the rest of the year in a lot of different leagues and different races, and potentially more checkered flags here for yourself throughout 2025. And hopefully, before the end of this year, we'll get this Q West League, loaded back up and redo it all over again here at the start of next winter.
Yeah, for sure. This league's awesome. Can't wait to be back next year if it happens again. I hope it does. But thank you for broadcasting.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure watching you guys duke it out there on the racetrack. It's no better place and no better seat to be than up here in the broadcast booth. Logan, congratulations again on the win in the championship, and we'll see you out there on the next one. Hopefully, we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth real soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Logan Herbert as Herbie picks up the championship and the checkered flag here this afternoon as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver here this evening. That 32 ride, Damian Ward. Ward sitting down quietly on the front straightaway here, our second place driver, one of our podium finishers here and strong drivers on the season. And he's waiting down pit side. Let's get him up here into the broadcast booth as Charles Richard says, good job for all the organization, and you, Peacemaker Gaming, and you, the commentator, really good job. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, Charles, tuning in and showing the love here in this one, man. It was a lot of fun. This is a great series, a great group of drivers, a great admin crew, and Eric and Ralph and all those guys that made this all possible. Eric going out there and getting some absolutely amazing sponsors, and we want to shout out all of our sponsors again. If you guys haven't checked them out, all their logos, all their information is in the stream title, and it's also in it's in the Discords and everything else. If you guys need help finding them, hit me up. I can give you their websites or Facebook pages or anything to be able to find them and become part of their family or see what products they have to offer or things that they can do for you. If you're in the Quebec, Northeast or Ontario or Northeast New York, make sure you guys get a hold of them and become part of their family and part of their clientele and help them out. Show the love not only to the drivers but also our amazing sponsors that make this possible for us, man. It's amazing to see so many amazing companies and groups and everyone come together and make this racing possible here for this year and hopefully for years and years to come. As we'll get ready to pull Damian up here into the broadcast booth. Damian waiting patiently down pit side. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Damian, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Damian, it's nighttime, brother. It's time to go to bed here. I don't know what you're talking about, but man.
No, we're getting rowdy.
What was that?
We're getting rowdy out here.
Getting rowdy. I like it. I like getting rowdy here, There's no problem with getting rowdy. And you guys were getting rowdy out there on the racetrack. Damian, take us back through this one, man, as you're able to battle here late in this race. Door-to-door slide jumps galore between you and Logan Herbert, trying to get the upper hand on him. Unfortunately, he was able to kind of battle tough with you there enough that you were able to, he was able to balance out those tires a little bit. It seemed like for a while you had the better tires, the better car, and then as, guys continued to exchange those slide jobs and crossovers, it seemed like your car just started to, fade away a little bit more and a little bit more. And late in this race, he was able to take advantage of that and steal this win away from you as it looked like you were bound for potentially victory lane here at Oswego Speedway.
Yeah. I just kind of played it safe most of the beginning of the race. I ran last most of the race. I figured about lap 40, lap 50, I'd start pushing to get back to the front. And I got in a jingle. I took my quick repair, and under caution, I got hit again by another guy. So the car was a little messed up. I didn't have as much drive as I needed, but I continued to save. I saved till I think like lap 45, lap 50, and we pushed to the front. Definitely had the fastest car through the middle of the race, no doubt. And I hammered the top a little too much and wore it away, and unfortunately wasn't able to really ride the outside like I needed to be to get around him. He was in the preferred line, but I think I would have been able to do it if a few factors were taken out, but that's just racing. Second place isn't that bad. I missed a month of racing in the league, and I think I'm still going to finish 7th, 8th, or 9th in points. So I'll take it. It's a payday for me. I had fun, and I definitely will be back next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot of fun out there for you. And missing those 4 races, man, it hurts, especially your championship odds here this afternoon. But being able to jump back out here, still have some fun throughout the final, 6 weeks or so of the series, as I believe you missed the first 4, and that really took you out of the championship contention. But being able to have some great runs, some consistent finishes, and being right there, up here in the broadcast booth after a lot of those races. And as I said, man, able to take advantage of other drivers not being here or missing some races themselves, and here you are working yourself up inside the top 10 there for the championship and finishing off the season strong with another solid second place run right behind not only the race winner but the champion of the series, Logan.
Yeah, I can't be mad about finishing second to Logan. The past 4 races, it definitely was my fault that I wasn't able to do, or the past 3 races, it was definitely my fault. We had a winning car, and I just pushed too hard too early. And, that happens. I'm learning from my mistakes. Tonight, I definitely had the better car. Take away the laps, I think I would have been fine. But he had the preferred line, and he outsmarted me. There's nothing I can do about that.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just get beat, but man, you gave it one hell of a run out there on the racetrack. It was a lot of fun watching you guys slice and dice and mix it up there at the front of the field. And Sammy, you park it up here in position number 2 for our season finale. Who would you like to thank for not only a great run and great performance here tonight, but all season long here for that 32 machine?
Yeah, I definitely got to thank Logan, Tristan, Elliot, Nick, all those guys for some really great racing all season. We definitely haven't had a race where we haven't put on a show. It sucked that we didn't have as many cars tonight, so I'm running out of people to thank. I'm looking at the results right now. I got to thank Kenny, Cudney, Caleb Durgan, DDPC, you for putting on the streams all season, and the guys for putting up this league. It's definitely fun, and I look forward for it next season. And yeah, that's just about it. I gotta thank everybody out supporting my dad, my mom, my grandmother, my girlfriend, and all those guys watching the stream. My brothers, gotta thank them all. They love watching, and I appreciate you putting on the stream for them.
Absolutely, brother. As I said to Logan, there's no better place to be, on Sundays or even here tonight on a Friday afternoon than watching you guys out there on the racetrack, duking it out, giving it your all week after week after week. It's been an amazing season. It's been an amazing series, and we hope to see you back out there for the next season, and hopefully we'll see you, not missing the first 4 races and maybe being right there in the mix next year for potentially the championship.
It's a possibility. I'll be there.
Beauty. We look forward to it. Damien, congratulations again on the great run here tonight, the second place finish, and the incredible season here that you had after missing those 4 first races.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Damien Ward as Damien coming home in position number 2 here this afternoon as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Tristan Laddiser. Laddiser coming home there in that 3rd spot this afternoon. Let's pull Tristan up here into the broadcast booth as he's from Alexandria, Ontario. Another Ontario fella up here in the broadcast booth, one of the Canadian lads here, as we'll pull him up here into the booth for his post-race interview. Hey Tristan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Yes, sir.
Tristan, man, another solid run, another solid performance out of the 92T machine here this afternoon after, early on getting tied up in a couple incidences out there on the speedway. You were able to get that thing fixed back up and, trying to just play that cat and mouse game. When do you strike? When do you start going? And how long do you have to save those tires out there on the speedway? And you were able to slowly work your way up there, and you were all of a sudden in that 3rd spot, getting a great view of the battle out in front, and just hoping maybe one of them would pull it dirty slider or make some contact there as you were sitting there watching for a lot of laps. Damian Ward and Logan Herbert duke it out here, and unfortunately just couldn't quite get enough left in that car to jump up there and battle with them and make it a 3-car fight for the race win here this afternoon.
Yeah, no. Early on, I had to fight with Nick to keep him behind me because he was the only car that was anywhere near me in points at that point. So I just needed to keep him behind. I really used up my stuff, got into a couple jingles, and by the end of it, I started regretting my decision because I just couldn't keep up with them at all.
Yeah, absolutely. As they were saving there for a bunch out there on the racetrack, trying to save that right rear, trying to make sure they had a car left late in this race, and no one better able to do it than Logan Herbert here this evening. As he not only picks up the win, but that championship. And as you were talking about points there, trying to keep that 9-16 run of Nick Brundage back there at bay. How does the points play out for you here after tonight, man? Coming home with another third-place run, another podium finish for yourself. I know you were right there, kind of in the mix towards our top 3, top 5 here for the championship this afternoon. Where do you slot in?
It looks like I'll slot into third. I would have needed a pretty catastrophic race from Elliott there to move up to second, but I'm pretty happy with that. We had I think 2 or 3 races where I got caught up in other people's stuff, and it just hurt me a little bit near the end.
Absolutely. A couple bad finishes can take you out of contention in a quick hurry. Even Elliott is feeling that pain as Logan came in with a pretty solid points lead and able to pick up the win and will lock himself in as that points champion here this year. But, man, it was a lot of fun watching you guys week after week after week battling and duking it out here on the racetrack. It was a lot of fun seeing you and Elliott, Logan. You throw in Damian here later on in the season, and some of these other amazing drivers like Nick Brundage, who got off to such a hot start in the series. Battle week after week after week, man, out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, I think consistency was key, and Logan is definitely up there with the best to do it in the big blocks. So I knew he was going to be tough to beat coming in, but he's just been consistent, and he's stayed out of other people's messes.
Absolutely. Well, Tristan, a solid third-place run here tonight, not only in the race, but also in the championship hunt here as well on the season, man. Who would you like to thank for, such a great run and great performance throughout this evening and all season long?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Damien especially. He was a great teammate for the second half of the season when he can hop on. Just really fun racing with him. I'd like to thank all my sponsors and my family.
Absolutely. Well, Tristan, a great season and a great run here to cap off the Q West Racing League. We hope to see you back out there in the next season and maybe right back in contention and maybe picking up a championship yourself here in the next season of the Q West Racing League.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Tristan Ladouceur. Ladouceur coming home in position number 3. Not only here in this race, but here on the season as well, as Elliot Gamesh, who finished there in 4th. Gamesh comes home with the 2nd place in points there. We saw Gamesh pick up a couple wins. He's had a very, very good, consistent season, but he had, I do believe, one tough race where we saw him finish outside the top 10, and I think that was the big difference maker between him potentially picking up that championship here in the Q West Racing League or Logan Herbert. And Herbert was just that much more consistent throughout the season, just always up here, seemed like almost every race up into the broadcast booth, coming home in top 3 or parking it up in victory lane, especially later on in the season. That 611 where I picked up a lot of our checkered flags and a miraculous run here to cap off the Q West Racing League. An amazing run here in this one, man. 95 laps. It was supposed to be 100 laps, turned into a 95-lap feature event here, and we can't thank all these drivers enough for jumping out there, putting on a show for us, and putting on a great race for every one of the fans in the stands and everyone to enjoy here on this Friday afternoon. And we can't thank, again, all of our amazing sponsors here, not only on Peacemaker Gaming, my own sponsors, but all the amazing sponsors here with the Q West Racing League, man. We we appreciate each and every one of them, man, from the bottom of our hearts. Each and every one of these, drivers, all the admin crews, owners, and myself up here in the broadcast booth, man. None of this would be possible without our amazing sponsors, and we can't thank them enough for being a part of the Q West Racing League here on the season. And we can't wait. Hopefully the next season here of the QS Racing League will get underway. Maybe next season we'll extend it a little bit, maybe get things rolling a little sooner, add a few more extra races in there, and make things that much more fun and challenging for all these drivers, and make things that much more interesting here for all the fans in the stands. Seeing a little bit of a longer series over the 10 races. Maybe we turn it into 12 races or 16, or maybe we even turn it into a 20-week season where we really get to see these drivers have to, keep that consistency up, not only showing up, but showing out each and every one of these races, as Logan Herbert did here this year. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in to all these races and cheering on your favorite drivers through each and every one of these broadcasts. And we can't wait to see you guys back in here in the next one. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button for us. Even if you're watching the broadcast, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Drop a couple comments. Let us know what you thought of the racing action. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast. And make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family today. Turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we'll be back live here tomorrow night as the premier the premium stock car racing league will be going back to battle here tomorrow night. So some amazing NASCAR racing. We saw almost 40 drivers loaded into the sim last week, and I'm sure we're going to see some more of the same here this Saturday, and some absolutely amazing racing there with the amazing premium stock car racing league. And hopefully I'll see you guys back in here in the comments section, up in the chat, watching them duke it out tomorrow night. But I can't thank you guys enough for showing the love and tuning in here this evening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out for now, everybody.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes, feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights. Speeding hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Wasting the clock against our fears. Spinning hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Moments on crew by our side. Each lap we take a wild ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow. Fast and bold, that's all we know. Flags wave, colors flash and fade. Every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Drown out all tears.